Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I would like to talk about core beliefs. So core beliefs are essentially our deepest beliefs about ourselves and the world. They dictate how we feel and think on a daily basis. They dictate how we interact with the world around us, and they can either hold us back or help us move forward. And seeing that we do live in a world that is dominated by apathy and just in a really negative low vibration, most of our core beliefs are negative. And I'm going to give you a few examples from my own life to explain this, and also how you can change your core beliefs to work with you rather than against you. So this past weekend I was with family, and my aunt, she made a cake. And then she asked me if I could cut that cake for everybody. Now when she asked me, in my head, I immediately went like, oh, I'm not sure if I can do this. I'm not sure because I'm usually not cutting cakes, so maybe somebody else should do it. And all of that happened within like milliseconds in my own brain. But then I was like, oh, this is my core belief talking. This is my subconscious mind bringing up this core belief based on this situation I was presented with. But then I had a choice. Do I go with the core belief of, oh, self-doubt, I'm not sure if I can do this, I'm not sure if I'm good enough to cut that cake, or I change it. And instead I said, yeah, sure, I can do anything. And then I cut that cake and it was perfect. So you see what is happening in our subconscious mind on a daily basis. Even in the smallest, seemingly insignificant situations, like, can you cut that cake? Your core beliefs, they will come to the surface. And that is how you catch them. And that is also how you change them. Because again, in that moment, I had a choice. Do I go with my core belief and tell her, no, somebody else do it? I really don't want to do this. I'm not sure if I'm good enough to do this. Or do I simply say, yeah, of course, I can do absolutely anything and cut that cake? Or to give you another example, I remember at school, I was programmed to believe that I'm not good enough because teachers made me feel like I'm not good enough. In school, you were put into different groups. There were groups for smart people and stupid people, and I was always put into the groups for stupid people because I wasn't good at certain subjects. And I remember this one time when I was, I think, 8 or 9 years old, and we were put into different schools, and all of my friends were put into school for smart kids, and I was put into school for stupid kids. And I remember I was hiding underneath my best friend's bed because I was so ashamed. I felt so much guilt. I felt like I wasn't good enough. And that is how a core belief is formed. And that is why our school systems are so incredibly destructive. Not just the school systems, the entire world we live in. And that is what we have to change. But just to give you this idea of where my core beliefs are actually coming from, this belief of not being good enough started really, really early at school, or maybe even before that. So I remember every single time we were in class and we had to read a book and then answer questions, or our teachers would ask us questions to raise our hands, I always felt like I'm too stupid, I'm not good enough, I can't answer this, I can't read this book, I won't be able to regurgitate the information in that book because I can't do this. Now, a few months ago, I was reading a book, Wano, the book I had recommended on this channel before. And there was a certain page that I reread over and over again, but for some reason, I couldn't really take in the information. I just couldn't understand what I was reading. And then I asked myself, why is that? Why am I not getting what I'm reading here? And then this memory popped up in my mind of me being in school, our teachers asking us to read some pages from a book and answer questions. And I felt like, what's the point in reading this anyway? I'm too stupid to answer the questions. Remember, I'm useless and stupid because I'm in the school for stupid kids, not the smart kids. And then it clicked for me. I then understood why I wasn't able to take in that information. So in that moment, I decided to change my core belief to, I am smart, I am capable. I can take in new information and understand everything perfectly because I'm smart, I am intelligent, I am good enough. And I wrote all of this down. And then I reread the page of the book and I understood everything perfectly. It was just my mind, my core belief, my subconscious mind creating this block. This block I had learned when I was like 7 or 8 years old. But it is also quite easy to change it again. You just need to create this awareness, and this is why it's so important for us to not be asleep. We have to be awake every single day. We have to question what is happening around us. We have to question our own belief system. We have to question our actions and behaviors. We have to question everything, absolutely everything. We have to go through life with awareness every single second of every single day. And that is how you create this understanding of why you function the way you function, and also what you have to change. Because whatever you believe to be true about yourself, it is going to be true, even though it's completely false in reality. Again, I couldn't read that page of the book because I had a core belief of, I am too stupid. Once I changed it within seconds, I was able to read the page of the book and I understood everything. Where before, I really struggled to take in that information. And that in itself should just open up your mind to this possibility that you can change your life. You can change absolutely anything. You can change absolutely any circumstance in your life. And it starts by changing what you believe to be true about yourself. When you have a core belief of not being good enough, you can actually change it to I am good enough. And it starts by simply making different choices, by telling yourself a different story, like me cutting the cake, telling myself, saying it out loud, I can do anything because it is true, and so can you. And that is all I have for today's video. I really hope you found this video helpful and it helped you to reflect on your own life. Reflect on your own limiting beliefs or core beliefs. They can either be positive or negative. We're not changing the positive ones, right? Because they're helping you in life. When you have good core beliefs, brilliant, perfect. We are working with the ones that are destructive, that are stopping you from moving forward in life. And we are changing them to something that is beneficial for you. And again, you don't need like a crazy tool or technique to change your core beliefs. You just need awareness. Once you have awareness over the core beliefs that are stopping you in life, you can simply change them. It is actually so easy. There's nothing big or major you have to do. You simply change it. You can write it down. You can say it in your mind. It's all about choices, making different choices, and also understanding of why you function the way you function. That is literally all it is. There's no special magic trick you have to do. You just need awareness and then making a different choice. And if you would like to book a one-on-one session with me, I do offer tarot readings, healing sessions, as well as coaching sessions. You can head to my website. The link for that is in the description of this video, and you will find all the information about each of my services. I'm sending all of you so much love, and I will talk to you in my next video.